Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I'm Cloud Hudson, and you are here today with me on Today's Weather Tonight. Welcome back to my daily weather live stream, weather recap live stream. Today is Saturday, January 6th. I'm going to go ahead and share the planetary clock with you. I'm going to share a screen real quick. Do this one. So as you can see, we are in a, I picked it for the wrong day. This is supposed to be for, oh wait, no, it's not. It's in UTC time. Sorry, this is in UTC time. So technically over the international date marker, we're on January 7th at 1:44 UT. But that means that we're at 8:44 Eastern time on January 6th, 2024. See, we've got Mars is now in Capricorn, making all those transits that you see here on the screen. I'm not going to belabor it too much. We're in a Saturn-ruled day, a Mercury-ruled hour. Hopefully that'll be good for, communication. So with that, let's go ahead and start the broadcast. All right. So today's weather tonight, January 6th, 2024. The first blizzard prediction of this like twin blizzard system was a bust, in my opinion. It was pretty much, how do I say it? Everybody got really excited too early. Because this system is the one that it is dumping a lot of snow in the inland areas of like Maryland, Mountain Pennsylvania, upstate New York, like Vermont and Connecticut. They're inland, they're getting a lot of snow. But on the coast and in the flatlands, we're still pretty wet. So pretty rainy. But I think this is really just like getting us started on this. Oh, I got to start from the right direction on here. Really getting us started on this like downward movement of air. And I'm going to figure out how to have a pointer to show you guys on here eventually without just like simulcasting my own screen to show you my cursor. But, it doesn't matter for those snow fans out there. It doesn't matter that this one's going to be a bust because the next storm is probably going to be a good one. You can see here GFS like kind of real time running what this storm actually looks like up here in the upper right hand corner. But in the smaller left hand corner, you see what they're calling a bomb cyclone. That's because this is undergoing explosive cyclogenesis in the models. And I'll get to that later. But basically, you see all those tight isobars around this storm, and the other one, it's just kind of fallen flat, looks a little wavy, but this next one looks like it could be a real big thing. That's because guidance is letting us down a little bit right now. But I'll get into that in a second. So you can see, I showed you where on the last slide, like our today storm is. And then you can see the Tuesday storm forming out here in the Aleutian Islands off the coast of Alaska. You can see this big, nice, tight spiral forming. And that's getting the like warm air advection out front and the cold air advection from behind, and really like forming a nice little swirled ice cream there. You don't want, I'll get it. The soft serve ice cream metaphor in my head is that like a good cyclone is like a good mixed flavor soft serve ice cream. Like you need to have those lobes mixing in together for a good portion of the ice cream bowl to consider it a well-mixed storm or ice cream. But you don't want to mix those lobes too early. You don't want to mix the chocolate and vanilla too early, or else you'll run out of storm ingredients. Like, it won't be a bowl of swirled vanilla and chocolate anymore. It'll just be a soup of half vanilla, half chocolate. And that's what is happening to today's blizzard. Today's Saturday blizzard is kind of cyclolysis is the opposite of cyclogenesis. It's kind of like breaking itself down now over those hot waters out on the coast, like the Atlantic coast. You can see like vertically how high heat go, like we're looking at temperature is the map that's on screen right now. Wind are we've got like wind bars and or wind streams and temperature turned on right now, and you can see it is a lot warmer over the Atlantic than it is over the Pacific at the same latitude. That means these storms start great on the West Coast, and as they move over to the East Coast, they've got a lot of summer hangover to compete with. I think that the ocean is still on summertime. Looking forward to that Tuesday storm because it will coincide with the first Tuesday that Mars has been in Capricorn. Tuesday is a Mars-ruled day. This is the first Mars-ruled day since Mars has been anywhere with dignity like it was back in well, it has some dignity in Sagittarius. Mars has triplicity in Sagittarius, but like its ruler Scorpio was really the last time we saw like a good strong Mars. And I think Mars in Capricorn, co-present with Sun and Pluto, is going to be a show-offy Mars again because it's exalted, and it's also there like in, is it in mutual? Who's in mutual reception right now? Oh, Venus and Jupiter are in mutual reception right now because Jupiter is in Taurus and Venus is in Sagittarius. So those are like, they're in mutual reception, but technically not in a good aspect. But anyway, I digress. Co-present Mars, Sun, Pluto, and Capricorn is probably going to bring us a great real snowstorm on Tuesday. And it will set up a big chain of events, a chain reaction. That Mars is trying that dignified, or like that really happy Jupiter that's in, well, like mutual reception with Venus, and also sextiling Saturn, which is also sextiling that Mars will bring, and Sun trine Uranus is spell big terrestrial weather impacts. Earth moving and Earth staying still, but like the Earth staying still sign has growth and change in it, and the Earth moving sign has action, idea, and big fear. Like we're definitely doing something infrastructure related with this storm. Will this kick off a chain reaction of unpredictable snowstorms that reveal the folly of heavy reliance on materialist meteorology by falling back on model guidance too much instead of using intuition, historical data, and astrology to make good forecasts? Who knows? Maybe that's what's going to happen. What'll probably happen is entrainment, where the first one does a thing, the second one does it better, the third one will do it even better. And that's really the Aries, Taurus, Gemini story. So what I mean is every part of no, I'm not gonna get into that today yet. Um, Ocean still a hot soup. Uh, just one big soup out there. I think you can see I picked this screen grab of sea surface temperatures and ocean current streamlines because and these are from Null Earth, by the way. Uh, because I think you can so beautifully see the way that the currents are what's moving around the heat. And you can really see that big cold pool up there in the North Atlantic. Like really and the North Atlantic current is fighting for its life to do some overturning. That oscillation that will help the cold pool like keep the percolating, keep the ocean overturning happening. This fighting for its life right there. Uh, but also what you can see is that winter storms are absolutely melting in the presence of hot, fiery sea surface temperatures, like sexy, just absolutely. These winter storms come in all butch, don't know what hit them, see these fiery femme sea surface temperatures and just like cream in their pants, just absolutely melt. And you can't really be a big bad butch storm if you're just reduced to a puddle. So, models don't really understand how that works. Models are like the establishment. Models are like straights. And these sea surface temperatures and polar vortex breakdowns are a butch femme pairing for the ages that nobody understands. Um, does cold ocean weigh more than hot ocean? And can the ground feel that? I think that the cold pool and the end of the ocean overturning currents in the Atlantic have everything to do with tectonic spread. I think that the tectonic plates can feel the pressure differentials between a really hot ocean and a really cold ocean. And I don't know. I think of pressure atmospherically as somebody like squeezing a ball that's got a membrane of gel around its surface. And like high pressure is where the fingers are pushing down on the ball, and low pressure is where all the stuff that the ball squeezed out is rushing to. So, and weather is the rushing between the squeezy points and the not squeezed points, and how they all find their places around the squeeze points. Now, I'm thinking that also happens when it comes to the pressure differential of the ocean on the seafloor by way of the density making a different weight. I don't know. What I'm saying is the ocean's still a hot soup. It would be like we would be I think we would be having a big old winter storm right now if we didn't have such fiery sea surface temperatures out here because really yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Moving on. Um the Honshu earthquake ripples across the globe still. The one that we had New Year's Day, I think is still spreading out. I think aftershocks go around the whole planet. And they're not just like local little tremors. I think like it ripples out across the whole globe. Because if you go to Earthscope, where I got the screen grab, and turn on their feature where they will let you look at a GIF of earthquakes as they unfold across the country. It is, or across the globe. It's shocking how easy it is to see the wave pass like through the globe. So right now you can barely see them, but I've got these little purple dots turned on for only quakes that happened in the last day that were 10-kilometer depth, 4 to 5 magnitude. And we've got them in Southern California, in the Caribbean, uh, Greece, Albania, Tajikistan, uh, Japan, and lower into the Philippines. And I think that they all happen like line by line by line by line. You can see it as it plays out. You can see it populate across the map. So that's like, I don't know, pretty obviously something in that layer. And oh, not to mention, I don't think uh the earthquake in Iceland in Trollhättinga was at a 4.5 and at a 10-kilometer depth. So I'm not saying that Iceland has to do with Japan. I'm just saying they were all at the same depth and magnitude. And I think it's very likely that if earthquakes can kind of do a transitive property of momentum through the plates to each other's joint plates, that's what it would look like. If that's what was happening, it would look like a ripple of waves, like a wave ripple going across. And all of these ripples happening at the same time, but like same magnitude, same depth is probably what it would happen. Anyway, I also thought it was interesting that where they happened were mostly at transform and convergent faults. Transform faults go like we're just two ships passing in the night, and convergent faults are where one goes, they're going into each other. Divergent faults will be like that's what's under Iceland, that's what's ripping open. So that was a very interesting. It's almost like if Iceland was the nexus of what's making things shake. I don't know. I don't want to conjecture. Uh, California's fine though. You can see they had one of those matching earthquakes, and they have just had so many tiny. This is uh all magnitudes, like even under like a 0 point something is included in this. So this is all the tremors that's happened just in the last day in Southern California, and or in California, and it's also raining and snowing in their mountain elevations. So a lot of, I don't know if you guys know this yet, but I'll say it a lot. I think of weather and precipitation electrically because water is so conductive. And I also think of motion electrically because of piezoelectricity. And so I see this all as a big circuit around California shifting. Um, every little bit of rain that moves across its surface induces resonance with water moving underneath its surface. Anyway, I'm not saying there are earthquakes because it's raining. I'm saying it's raining and there are earthquakes. But so many earthquakes that they won't even notice the rain and snow down there in California. They don't, they're fine. But you know who's not fine? Grindavik up in Iceland. They're allowed in their homes now, but the hazard map I've got on the screen um, is a little suspect to me because I don't think that's how gradients work. I don't think you go from red alert straight to yellow alert and then make an orange alert just for this town. It's not how geography works. You got to have an orange between a red and yellow. Like, where's the gradient? Where's the gradient? You tell me. I believe very firmly in gradients. So even though all signs point to an imminent eruption, as in the inflation rates have capped off where they were when the December 18th eruption happened. They've capped off at the similar amounts. The percolation of magma vertically has shown similar indications that we're about at the place we were back on the 18th of December. But the Blue Lagoon has been without tourists, tragically without tourists, for 2 months now, and they need to get bodies back in that water. So they are opening back up today while there's still a massive magma intrusion underneath it, the power plant, and the town of Grindavik. I don't. The funny thing is, the last time they opened the Blue Lagoon while there was an imminent eruption, uh, the eruption happened. Yeah. The last time they let people in the earth while the earth was angry, the earth erupted. I'm not trying to say it caused that, but I do find it a little funny. And I would expect that maybe it would erupt again very soon now that they're letting people back in. I just think that people's vibes getting in the water that is directly heated by the vibes of the earth, which is the geothermal, can change the gradients enough that enough chaos would be induced that something's going to happen. I don't know. That's all I have to say about this, I guess. I don't know. Do I want to show you guys some stuff? I wanted to show you guys. There were some things in my other browser I wanted to show you guys. Oh, the solar weather is pretty chill right now. Let's okay, I had to change my bookmarks bar so that I wouldn't look so. Okay, let's go for share screen. Let's do this one. Okay. So let's look at spaceweatherlive.com. All right, there's that sun spot. There's that 3536 that's been super active this time around. 24 sunspots in that complex. God. Solar activity. Oh, solar activity up in the past 2 hours just since I started stream. Isn't that fun? Isn't it fun when the sun just like flares up just for sun shines just for you. And you and you and you. Coronal holes. Proton flux has gone down. I don't know if I mentioned that, but the let's look at Enlil, the WSA Enlil. I don't get to show this much because I haven't figured out how to put GIFs on my slide deck yet. I am working on getting OBS for streaming software, but I got a Mac Mini that likes to break itself out, so I don't know if that's actually going to work very well. Yeah, pretty quiet space weather. We've got a little bit of a honestly, Tuesday again. Tuesday's when we're going to get some more dense plasma headed our way. Like plasma density and radial velocity have almost an inverse relationship here, but that makes sense because like the heavy things don't go as fast. Let's look at, yeah, see, and then in the vertical plane, there's not even that many. I mean, this modeling is also, yeah, you guys see my ads. Let's see. Man, it'd be so awesome to be in Iceland right now with, like, possibility of aurora and volcanoes and oh, I forgot to say volcanoes. Here's the currently active volcanoes. Um, I didn't realize Etna was erupting or active. Um, they've got, today in Suwanosejima, there was a volcanic ash advisory. Um, yeah, there's all kinds of activity going on. I think was that all I wanted to Oh, no, I can show you the GIF of this. Okay. Okay. Let me show you the GIF of what it looks like for these earthquakes to populate. So this is just since 5, like since yesterday. Let's look at stretch it out a little. Yeah, there we go. So you can see there. Let me load this better. Okay, Japan. Then Tajikistan. Oh, then over here, then here, then here, and then here. So let's loop that back again. Started in Japan. Here, 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 and here. So I think that's a really cool feature on this interactive earthquake browser because you get to see, you can filter by, you can also view a 3D view. So that's pretty cool. I don't want auto rotate. I don't want y'all to have to watch me fight this. Let's show all. Let's show more depth exaggeration. This is fun. I like to exaggerate depth. It's so fun. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted by how fun this is. Let's make this a funner stream though. Let's take it off of this. Oh wait, before we go, let's look at the loop. of it's so fun to watch the little spermy looking current trails go. You can just imagine that you're a little drop of water in the ocean going from one place to the next and dropping off your heat, absorbing others' heat, just spinning around out there, going for a ride on the North Atlantic current. Yeah, man, those are the days, just gliding along. Now, anyway, this is what I'm talking about where I think, this is a stereographic view, by the way, which is my favorite. So here's Iceland. This is where that let's get out of that. Let me show you where we're looking at here. This is the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. And this is where the cold and warm is. So that's why I was thinking about what if one plate has a lot of heavy cold water, one has a lot of light warm water. What would that do to a divergent plate boundary underground? If you're like squeezing one and pulling one, might it not, squeeze into this little peninsula right here? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Let's look at something else. Particulates. Particulate matter is pollution, basically. Yeah, let's go back to air and see. Yeah. I like to watch the polar jet stream. Big gyres. This is up at 10 hectopascals? Makes 250 look complicated. It's so wild to try to think of weather in 3D. I mean, it's like, why do people spend their whole lives doing this? I don't know. I don't know why I do it, but I just do. Do we want to end with a card reading? Doesn't seem rigorous for a Saturday. Saturday is Saturn's day. It doesn't seem very rigorous to do a card reading, but I'm going to commit to the bit. I'm committing to the bit. I already lit the incense. Can't you see? I think that you can. Got my... Don't. Hello? Are we still here? Okay, sorry. I put my fucking microphone on my computer and I fucked it all up. Okay. Wonder if you can see. Can you see what it's doing? Did you see the slight regularity induced in the air current? Slightly? Okay. Maybe. I'm even wearing my elf ears and I look like I have them. I like that. I'm getting more comfortable on stream, getting more comfortable doing this. I'm trying to keep the excitement alive by finding a better way to do things every day. What? I shuffled these, but I feel like I'm going to do the one with snow on it on top because that seems right. I just cutting the deck counts. It is contrast that puts the eternalness in eternity. Now, I don't know where this person got me these cards from, but they're quite interesting philosophically. I'm trying to find a consistent tone. I don't disagree with them yet, but is contrast that puts eternalness in eternity. Makes me think of dialectics, contrast, and eternalness. Your own valuable personal new desire is always born first from contrast. The new desire is then heard and answered by source energy, thus the glorious expansion of the universe. So, you desire something, it's out of contrast, born out of contrast, heard and answered by source energy. That's how the glorious universe unfolds. Honestly, what I'm taking from this is I think it's happening. It's all happening, people. I'm here to give contrast to the weather forecast. And guys, I think that weather could be a lot more than we know. All right, well, I'm going to end it there. Happy Saturday. Good evening. Buy me a coffee if you want to. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your neighbors. I'm news that's not going to scare you. I'm doing the weather here on YouTube, including the astrology and a vibe reading. So I'm just sitting here thinking I want to do a clarifying card for this, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to. No. It's contrast that puts the eternalness in eternity. Contrast is how we keep going eternally. That's exactly what I was saying about the soup, about the ice cream soup. Contrast putting the eternalness in eternity. It remains eternal as long as there is the contrast. That's what I'm talking about. Storms fall apart when there's no contrast. Eternity falls apart when there's no contrast because it's the machine that keeps it going. It's the warm air advection and the cold air advection. It's like contrast is how the weather goes. And you don't want the weather to mix too much or too fast or all the contrast goes away. So that's what's happening right now. Okay. I think that's what I wanted to get out. Think of the ice cream metaphor, the soup. We're all in a big soup together. Great to be here with you. Have a good evening.